Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. Say what? Say what? What's the scenario? All right, man. We gonna do shorter answers on these. We got a lot to get through with these questions. Cutting Sticky and his ex-fiance have called it quits after last week she came out and said that she wanted to have more sexual experiences. Right?
Yeah.
Sticky asked her for his ring back. Remember he stole her ring? He didn't know if it was real or not. I guess they got to check it was real or whatever. So, he asked for the ring back. She says no. Sticky feels like she's being petty. And she feels like it's no purpose to give a ring back that was hot from the jump. Who do you side with?
Bitch, it don't matter if I gave you that ring, it was hot or goddamn I paid cash money for it. That's my shit. I gave it to you. You wanna go be a hoe? Give my motherfucking ring back.
What's your key word you just said? You said it's. Let me tell you, I just don't make. You just said it's my ring. I gave it to you.
I gave you the ring. It became my ring when it was in my possession.
But what I've learned is that that's a legal binding. That's a contract.
Yeah.
Like if you don't get married, then you're actually required to give the ring back. And you keep it.
No. Unless it's on a significant day. Like if it's on a holiday or if it's like on an anniversary, if you can prove that it's on like an anniversary, legally you don't have to give it back.
Why?
Because you're saying it's a gift. I've heard, like that's what I've legally heard. Like say, like you got married, you got engaged on your birthday.
The day before.
So,
But so you're good. If Courtney ever said, "Oh, you get your shit back,"
You got it back.
but if you gave it on her birthday,
like I couldn't get mine back.
you couldn't get it back.
Cause I gave it to her on her birthday.
Damn.
Yeah, no, well then you can't get it back.
Okay. But what about if it's stolen? that's the difference here. Where the
This
law
shit mine.
No,
You don't got
he
to
was just saying. I'm sure he could probably be like, "I lost my receipt. I ain't steal it."
Yeah,
All I'm saying
She
is
could
that,
say, "It's not looking good for him."
but it's not because like the rings they got like I don't need my receipt to track my ring. They got shit where you can track it.
Well, I don't even.
I'm pretty sure
I
you
don't know
probably
what
gotta
store
bring all
that shit
that.
came
I'll
from.
be honest with you. I'm pretty sure you got to bring all that shit to court.
Yeah.
Like if you can't prove that you bought the shit, then you definitely show. Because all you got to do is say, "Judge, this is mine. I don't got the receipt, and he don't got the receipt."
See, how you gonna prove it?
Yeah.
Bring me my
You can-
motherfucking ring back.
You can lie and say, "Hey, this was a family heirloom. I gave it to him to present it to me." Who's to say who's lying? So, yeah, man, you in a sticky situation.
I think they both being petty, but at the same time, Sticky, you didn't even. No, he more petty, nigga.
How?
You didn't even buy it. What
I still gave it to you. It don't matter.
You think he being more petty?
Because I feel like he this is what I'm looking at.
Crazy.
Cousin Sticky trying to take
Hey,
the
he
ring.
do be on here for the women.
I'm being like this. Cousin Sticky trying to get the ring to flip it,
Yeah, what's so?
but you stole it,
It don't matter.
so you don't really have no use for it.
I gave you this ring. It don't matter where it came
What about
from.
her? What's her?
No, I think she's petty too.
Oh.
I think she's petty as shit. They're both wrong, but at the end of the day, if the ring never really had no rightful possession, I'm not me. If I'm Cousin Sticky, I'm not finna sit here and stress and beat myself to
Fuck
death.
that. Give me
So
my
get this
shit
fucking
back.
ring. Yeah, you shouldn't
I
have.
never told her he stole it, bro.
Nah.
I mean, he kind of got put out there. Remember, they did the diamond tester. So it's just like once you find out, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it from that point. Like she knows that the ring is hot.
It does
Now,
not matter.
if she
I
didn't
gave
know-
you this ring.
If she did not know that the ring was hot, then it's definitely on her. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you just give him his ring
My thing is
back?
like, when you break up, you supposed to
You should.
take the ring off and be like,
Listen,
why you still got the ring on?
I agree with all that. I agree with all that. Like I said, I'm not saying that she's not wrong.
Now she gonna flip it to get some more dick.
Put it like this: if I'm sticky, I'm sticky cousin. That's my cousin. I'm gonna tell him, I'm be like, cuz, you just take the L, bro.
Why?
That's what I would tell him.
Why?
You gonna sit here and argue with a bit about a stolen ring?
Hell yeah, that's my stolen ring. I stole that shit.
Listen, you're not gonna
She
win
might-
that. Let's be realistic. You gonna win that?
Bruh.
You gonna win that? Like, what you gonna do to go get it back? You gonna go break in the house? You gonna like?
Might
take
cut
that
a
L,
finger
bro.
off. I don't know. How bad I want that shit back.
Brandon, you ain't doing none of that shit.
I said if I was sticky.
Sticky ain't violent. Sticky a thief. His name is Sticky. Nigga.
I don't
Yeah.
kill.
His name is Sticky. Nigga, he don't beat people up.
What's the next question, man?
Alright, this is a long question. Dante has been in a relationship with Allison for 3 years. Allison is an aspiring singer, and Dante, for the most part, has always supported her. He knew when he got with her, realistically speaking, it was very hard for her to make it in the industry. Fast forward, this year Allison has broke through. The label supports her and feels like she's breaking into the mainstream. They have an interesting imaging idea from her PR team. They basically want her to fake a relationship on Instagram with another entertainer for clout, so that includes, they want her doing videos of them kissing, vacations, doing shows together, basically so they can come up together. Dante feels like this is the beginning of the end of their relationship. Allison likes the plan and feels like Dante should trust her, and she feels like he's not being supportive of the relationship. What do y'all think?
I think Allison's cat. I think that's cat. We need to trust you. It's not your plan. You have nothing to do with that. You just a pawn in the label's plan. How do you know? What's there to trust?
They want you to be with money bag, yo.
Yeah, what's there to trust? Now, to me, that's why if I'm Dante, I'm like, yo, it is the beginning of the end, because you're all you care about is trying to be famous and sing.
It's more important than your relationship
at this point. So that's why the beginning of the end. Now, if she said, how do you feel about that? Can we make a compromise, something like that? Then I'll be more inclined. But you're gung ho with it. That's all you care about. Sounds good. Let's just do it. Trust me. Let me trust you. It's not your plan. You ain't come up with this shit.
Yeah.
There's nothing to trust. Like if I'm not comfortable with it and that's all you care about, what's next?
Fake
pregnancy.
My main, yeah, I think my main thing would be, so basically you don't rely on your talent. You don't think you're talented enough, like as far as just your music. I would tell her, I'd be like, look, and this is no disrespect to these people, like Lizzo, people are constantly poking fun of her weight or whatever, right? But she still has platinum singles, she's still successful. It's a lot of artists, so basically like it's proven that you don't have to do that to make it. You're just looking at it as either out of desperation or just the easy way out to do it. So like basically, I would tell her like, so basically you don't believe in yourself to the point to where you feel like you would sacrifice your relationship to get you some money or mainstream to be successful.
I think that's clear.
Because I would never put it like this. Like, I'd be like, so what if I was like, had a big important corporate interview and somebody told me like, oh, you need to fuck me to get in, and then after that you good, or I need to, you gotta do certain things. That,
or you need to be married to get this interview. It looks better. So get this fake girl to be your wife. Don't use her. She doesn't look the part.
Facts. So
what's the difference?
Yeah, like
what's the difference?
Bring this girl to this
dinner meeting,
to this networking event as your girlfriend. She stays at home.
While that inspiring singer stays at home.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Trust me. Oh, don't sound so good now, huh?
Yeah, nah, that's cap.
Cap.
That's big old cap.
Y'all said it all, man. Got shit else to say to that. Shit. Every point I was about to make, y'all said it.
I got two more, so we got my essay brothers in this one.
Oh, that's my cousin.
Yeah. Felipe and Ricardo.
Felipe.
They are in the car, late night, they heading home. Yeah. Felipe gets pulled over, and apparently he's getting harassed constantly by the police in his city. He tired of it, right?
Yeah.
So when they're doing the traffic stop, the police come up to the door. Felipe pulls off in the traffic, and he basically sparks off a high-speed chase. Ricardo wanted nothing to do with the police chase. He even asked to be let out the car at one point, and Felipe said, hell nah. They hit a pole eventually, and they get arrested. If you're Ricardo, what's your next move?
Suspension.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with this. Yeah. Felipe did this stupid shit. You always be on that dumb shit. Let me out, Alright, bet.
Yeah.
I ain't no street nigga. What the fuck? I have no ties to that. Why? Like, it'd be one thing if it happened too fast, we didn't know, and we kind of did it. But the second that I say, yo, let me out. No, nigga, we ride or die. Alright.
What did you just say? I don't got time to stop.
You gonna have a lot of time to think about that decision. I promise you. You gonna have a lot of time to think about that decision.
I mean, from my point of view, though, honestly, I'm gonna say that shit to him, and then I'm gonna tuck and roll and jump out the car, or we in this bitch together. Like, it's like, I'm not gonna snitch, but I'm just gonna sit in the car like, yo, I was riding with the nigga, he pulled off,
Nigga,
I couldn't get out.
It's not snitching what you just said. Technically.
No. Wait, what?
You said what?
Shit, either we gonna ride this shit out together, or I'm just gonna have to stay in the car, nigga, like.
But you, what
What
did
you
you say
say
after that? You had just said something after that.
Like, shit, I was just in the car. I don't know what the fuck happened. I was like, yo, why are y'all
You
chasing
gonna
us?
try snitch?
I didn't know, like,
This nigga snitch and drive.
no.
I'm concussed.
All I'm asking the cops, like, yo,
What happened, God?
why was you chasing us?
Barry gonna be
What
like,
happened?
Barry gonna look at the car.
I'm asking
I
questions.
had nothing to do with
He
it.
walked up. They seen you in the car. Let's say they even asked for your ID. You know what I'm saying? He pulls off. So, like, you're aware. They know you was aware.
I'm concussed.
First of all, I don't even know why you got any option other than telling them that you had nothing to do with this.
First off, honestly, it's not gonna get that far. I'm gonna take my chances of taking a couple.
I'm not tucking and rolling.
I'll take some road
That's-
rash.
First of all, I'm not tucking and rolling
If I
on
feel
a
like
high-speed chase.
I'm not getting pulled into the jail, and he's like,
My
oh, I
nigga.
snitched. Oh, I'm jumping out. What he run for? Shit, I don't know. He started getting chased by the police. and
I can tell you
jumped
somebody
out.
who done tucked and roll on a car not driving that fast.
Yes.
It's not what you think
That
it
is
is.
dumb. That is the
I will
dumbest
take-
idea.
It's not what the movies say. I done
I
seen
know.
somebody jump off a hood of a car less than
You said off
10.
the hood.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
What's the difference?
It's not really.
It's probably
I'm
better.
willing to jump.
Oh, he talking about that he was we seen when he got basically his story. He was on the hood of a car and the
That's
car just
different.
literally moved 15 feet.
And you don't.
and they stopped and he flew.
You're higher than me jumping out of a car.
If you jump out of a car that's speeding faster in a high speed chase,
You're like basically, let's say he's high speed chase, right?
Brandon, why?
How fast is the car going? And this is you. I'm asking this answer is humor me. How fast is the car going?
I mean, when I'm trying to jump out, I'm trying to catch him at that 25, 35.
25, 30.
Nigga, do you know how?
Wait, I got it.
I will
You're
take
gonna
that versus
roll
going to jail.
35 miles an hour on the road.
You're
versus
sitting
going
still
to
in the car while the car is moving.
Die.
Versus, I will take that risk versus having to go sit and
You're gonna skid 35 miles an hour
Brandon,
on
do
the
you think?
concrete.
Let's be
I'm
honest.
not fast.
Brandon, you jump out of
I'm
a
gonna
car.
show you a video.
Wait, time out. Brandon, you jump out of a car. You think that you're gonna be able to get up and run from the police?
I didn't say
going
run.
fast?
I didn't say run. I said, hey, I ain't had shit to do with this. That's why
You can,
I
you're not,
I'm not doing that after the fact because
You're not gonna be talking.
Right.
You're gonna be on the floor bleeding to death.
even better. It's better than snitching.
Listen, man.
How's Bernie Mac do it?
I'm all
New
logic,
food.
but that shit makes absolutely no fucking
It
sense.
makes
Call me punk.
I'm not about to goddamn sit in the car. I'm gonna catch the same charges as you get. Nigga, if I jump up, be like, yo, I ain't had shit to do with that. Like, I don't know what the fuck going on.
Nigga, I'm saying you can still do that when they crash you like, yo, I
Nah,
don't
they gonna ask more questions. They gonna ask more questions.
So
if
the
you
cops expect you to jump out of the movie. I mean, it's pretty evident.
They
what
might
happened.
shoot the car.
Wait. Do you realize it's pretty evident what happened? It's pretty evident that this nigga took off, right?
Yeah.
And it's pretty evident that you are a passenger.
Alright, bro, I get it.
So all you gotta say, listen, nigga, I didn't know that
You
was
think
going
it's
down
that
like
simple?
that. It's gonna be the same thing. Whether
This
you
nigga
jump
said-
out and concuss yourself
Alright.
and potentially die.
Cuss nigga, you gon'
I got one more. Let's get this last one. You got one following up this one, right? Tim and Kiki knew each other for 2 months.
snitch.
They hit it off instantly and they got married. They got married, right?
Yeah.
They eloped in Vegas and then they start their honeymoon in Mexico, where Tim eventually gets a phone call on the honeymoon from his ex saying she's 11 weeks pregnant. Tim tells Kiki his feelings are still strong for his ex and that he also loves her as well as he doesn't know what decision to make. Kiki says that their marriage is all a part of God's plan. Tim is at a fork in the road. What would you do if you were Tim?
Tim?
Yeah, I'm anxious to hear the shit you gotta say. Cause you on the road with the fuck shit today. Say what you got.
I'm speaking real shit, man.
That's a tough pickle, man. Tim, what do you do if you're Tim? How long we been married with Kiki?
Y'all just got married. Y'all on the honeymoon.
We got on a honeymoon?
So y'all been married for 3 days. Y'all together for 2 months. Basically, y'all hit it off and moved extremely fast. Y'all got eloped.
And I tell her I'm still in love with my ex.
You said you still have strong feelings. You said you're in love with her, but you got strong feelings for your ex. And now she's carrying your baby.
Shit, man. It sounds like we need to do some Utah Mormon shit. Like, that might be the best. I'm dead ass. I'm thinking about it. If I say I'm gonna,
That wasn't me agreeing.
I'm gonna have to deal with my child on the way, right?
Let's say she says she don't. Let's say she don't agree with that.
I'm gonna say, baby, that's God's plan. I'm gonna say, you ain't read the Old Testament. Nah, but it ain't gonna work because I'm gonna be involved with my baby mama. That's my kid. I'm gonna be there.
It's not even that. You say you still love your baby.
That's what I'm saying.
You got strong feelings.
I'm going to.
Yeah, if
I'm
you got
to
strong
deal
feelings
with
for
her.
her. If you got strong feelings for your baby mama, you knew her longer.
I'm gonna be dealing
You're
with her.
gonna fuck her.
That's why I'm gonna be fucking her. So now I'm married to you and I love you. So you gonna have to. The choice is on you, Kiki.
If you
you
marry
wanna
a
know
girl that you still are getting to know, right? You still getting to know this girl, but she's your wife. But it's because y'all rushed the situation.
That's my wife.
Now, as far as this, your ex, you know her. You skeeted in her. Y'all got a kid on the way. So now it's a whole different, maybe, potentially a whole different bond.
Even if you don't love her, you're married. You chose to marry this girl. Y'all are married.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is you keep it G with her, you tell her you still got feelings. What I'm saying is, if you still got feelings for, I'm going like this, you could be married and still love her. What I'm saying is, if you still got strong feelings for your baby mama and it's fresh that she's having your child, I'm gonna say, let's say that I'm the wife's brother, I'm gonna be like, it's a high percentage that he's gonna fuck his baby mama, straight up. I'm just letting you know that.
So
it's high percentage.
I'm gonna be responsible then. My thing is, I'm gonna try some shit.
You ask what you ask.
I'm be like, how do you feel about
an annulment?
Nah, we still married, but that's my side thing. Hey, it's
I get it.
Like a big, like you know.
I get it. I mean, look,
ain't
Ain't nothing wrong with exploring all options.
That's the route I'm gonna go.
I would tell you, as a friend, the percentages probably ain't too good for that, but at the same time, you never know. Shit, you just met her. She might be a freak.
Might be with it.
You know what I'm saying?
She may felt that God put us together for us to
work it out.
Yeah, so us working it out means us,
my son, my baby mama, and you.
But now, realistically, go ahead, man.
I already done said my part. You good?
I mean, realistically, I'm gonna look at it like this, look.
What's his name? Kevin?
Tim
and Kiki?
Look here, Kiki.
Timothy Rutledge. That's the nigga whole name.
Oh.
Tim.
Look here, Kiki.
Fuck you, Tim.
I just got this call, got this baby on the way with this girl that I was just, in love with before I met you. But
that's how you gonna say it?
Yeah,
I was just in love with.
Alright, the girl I was just talking to that you already know everything
my
about.
ex.
My ex. The one that I told you everything that I was in love with her. And I mean, the ball in your court. You gonna stay, you gonna leave. We got a kid on the way. I didn't know. I just found out today. We're on our honeymoon. It's up to you. What you gonna do?
Ball on her court.
I hope.
So she said she's staying.
I hope you don't ask it in that manner.
The ball.
What do you do?
Be a little bit more precise.
What did you do? She said she's staying. I want you to raise your kid, but I don't want you to deal with her sexually.
Okay. Alright. We can work that out.
You gonna be married? You gonna stay married?
I never wanted to get a divorce. I just felt like I got a kid on my honeymoon.
So what I'm saying is though, you're conflicted though. You still have feelings, strong feelings for your ex. Like y'all have a deeper bond. You just met this girl 2 months ago.
And I'm sure once I go see her one time after my honeymoon, I'm gonna remember why I've been moving. And I'm gonna stick with my wife. We gonna work this shit out.
Alright, spice this up. Same scenario. Tim and Kiki. Your same ex, same scenario. She's pregnant. She just don't call you. She don't tell you. You're on the honeymoon. A year go by. 2 years go by. 8 years later, you are in a happy marriage, y'all working out, everything's good. You get an email.
I see you in court.
You get an email, right?
Mm-hmm.
From your ex. She says, hey, we need to talk. You're like, what about? It's something extremely important. I just need 5 minutes of your time to talk on the phone. You call her, she tell you, Tim, 8 years ago, I was pregnant. You left, you know, you got married, so I didn't want to say anything. And I wasn't prepared to have a child, so I put him up for adoption.
God damn, this nigga came with a double dagger.
I put him up for adoption 8 years ago. What do you do? What do you do next?
I'm probably gonna cuss her out, to be honest, and ask her why the fuck you even tell me at this point. You waited 8 years, why you telling me?
She felt hurt. She felt that you left.
Okay.
How you handle that?
Okay, so.
Ain't shit I can do now.
Okay, so me.
It's a 2-part question. The first scenario is an open adoption.
Yeah.
So she knows what.
That's what I'm about to say. So for me.
So how do you handle that?
So for me, to be honest with you, I'm gonna be upset, but.
What you do at this point?
Yeah, it what's done is done. It was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure that when you look back 8 years ago, there's probably good reason. Like she's just explaining, there's probably good reason for her to say whatever she said. I'm not saying that she's right for not telling me.
No, that's not what I was about to say. I was about to ask, like,
you taking up a woman again?
no,
Why that's taking up on a woman?
It
I'm
wasn't-
saying is that's
I'm
just trying to be mature
I
about
want
the
to
situation.
ask her, like,
do about
Yeah.
it?
what I want to ask her is, like, is the kid happy? Is he in a good home? Is he okay?
No, so look.
That's what
I'm
I need
saying.
to know.
So yeah, this is what I'm trying. This is the point I'm trying to get to.
Say that.
Yeah, this is the point I'm trying to get to. So I would be like, for one, I'll be like, yo, I'm upset with you. I wish you would have told me this. It's been 8 years. Where have you been?
Yeah.
Why are you just like you're just now telling me this? Like after I get over that initial point, then I'm gonna be like, where, like, you know, like, do you have information? Like, I never, you know, if you really know me, we was in love. You know, I want to take care of my kid. So
you're gonna focus on trying to get the kid, find the kid at least.
to be honest with you, dog, be something that I'm discussing with probably my wife.
How you tell your
like,
wife?
what's going on?
No,
I mean, I think that'll be easy.
that's the
to tell
least
my
of my
wife.
worries 8 years later.
Yeah, that'll be easy to tell my
I
wife.
see, my issue is,
But yeah, I'm probably gonna try to go see my son.
I don't know if I'm going to go try to see.
Talk to his parents.
Speak on it. Why?
The only reason why I say I don't know in that situation, why fuck up this child's life?
So-
if he only knows
So let me
this.
ask some context.
Well, that's what I'm about to say.
Your ex tells you.
He said it's open.
Your ex tells you it's open adoption, but open means she knew the parents.
Right.
Yeah.
She gave it to them, but she says she doesn't have any communication. She knows what they are, and the child was raised under the assumption that was his real parents. He doesn't know he's adopted.
Okay, that's
Honestly,
not-
that
He
shit,
looks-
that
he
shit
seems like
might.
he's in a happy situation.
I don't think I would honestly.
She sees his Facebook picture. She seems like they're happy parents. The parents didn't tell him yet. They have their own plan to tell him.
Okay.
They have a verbal agreement that I'm just not gonna be part of it. I just want to know.
Okay,
So
so
if he wanted to, when they tell him, they can go talk to
This
him.
is what I do.
Honestly,
This is what I do.
Let him go.
I honestly, if that was the situation, I would not fuck up this kid's happy home. Like, do you know how much extra trauma you would bring into that kid's life by coming out of nowhere? Now, hopefully,
You have to deal with their parents.
like, I would rather take that stress on the rest of my life versus a kid that had nothing to do with it. And especially, I knew nothing at the time where I could help with the decision of letting the kid know
So,
whether I was there
are
or
you
not.
aware of that's? Let's say there's two sides of the coin. To prevent him from having any like immediate trauma, to fuck up his life immediately, you're gonna fall back. Are you aware of the second side of that coin?
That's what I'm saying. Hold on. Let me say that.
You got it.
This is what I'm gonna do. Let me get the parent information. Don't talk to them. We're like, look, I respect y'all. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for taking care of my son. You know, I was never aware, but I don't want to step on nobody's toes. All I ask from y'all is, you know, maybe the memories of those 8 years, can y'all share them with me? Like say pictures, videos. He play basketball? Can you send me videos of the basketball? Like, say, do we stay in the same city? Can I come to the games? I don't necessarily have to sit with you.
Let me ask you.
You don't ever have to know who I am.
If you was adopted parents, would you do that?
If I was
If you were an adopted parent and this girl,
and he explained to me that situation, yeah. I'm not saying that.
Let me give it to you. A girl 8 years ago said, "Here's baby, the dad's a deadbeat. He doesn't fuck with his kid." They tell you all this. Whatever she said, you gave your kid. You raised his kids wrong. You have your own plan to tell them maybe when they're 16, 15, or wherever, when they're a little bit older, that they're gonna be adopted. That's your plan. So all of a sudden, a man calls you out of nowhere and says, "What happened? I was that baby's father." And mind you, this whole scenario, X telling Tim, is all verbal. You don't know until you get a DNA test.
I mean, I'm sure that when it comes to papers and shit involved, like that type of shit.
No, I'm saying you don't know if that's your kid. How you know?
Cause they never swab. Like
so,
they don't.
How do you know that's your kid? You just going off the assumption that the timeline makes sense.
So what I'm saying is, obviously, I'm saying is like, if it actually made sense in my head, I'm speaking of as far as
no, the timeline.
If it made sense,
it's more
if the
likely
timeline makes sense, but it's that I feel. If I feel in my heart that this is really my kid, right?
Okay, sure.
If I feel like in my heart this is really my kid, let's say that I look at the kid, this is a spitting image of me, right?
Okay.
I'm looking at it, I'm gonna be like, that's what I say.
That just makes it easier.
I'm just saying, y'all
give me a scenario where you, even if you feel it as your kid,
that's what I'm saying.
No part of you needs a DNA test?
No, let me ask him though. Like
8 years?
Bro,
let's stick with your story.
Picture or just access to his life. I'm not saying I have to be a part of his life.
What about you, please? If you're the adopted parents, you have no problem with that?
That's why I'm talking to them.
I'm talking about
if they don't want to, I can't do nothing about it.
I'm not asking. I'm talking about
what?
In this scenario, you're the adopted parents. So a man hits you up and you're like, hey, I want some pictures of my potential son.
It just depends. It just depends on maybe how he come to me and explains it. If I feel like he's genuinely telling the truth and he never knew, I feel like that's unfair to him.
Yeah.
So maybe I might set some boundaries. I might be like, look, 2 times a year I'm gonna send you some pictures. Or look, all I can give you is, or I can send you this, I can send you that, but legally he's my child. I don't want you to add confusion to his life. The only way I can do this for you is if we can agree that, you know what, you don't contact him, but I guarantee you that when he gets a certain age or he turns 16 or 18, that I will give him your contact and I'll let him know. Like, that's a discussion for y'all to work out. I can't just sit here and just give you a direct plan. But if he comes up to me and I'm an adopted parent, and especially if I know my child and I feel like my child is still gonna love me no matter what, then it just depends, like I said, it just depends on the child, how you feel like the child reacts. So I can't give you specific details of how it happens.
What are you saying?
I don't know, nigga, you cut me off.
Man.
All I'm saying is like, y'all, I feel like y'all looking for a specific answer from me, and it's not really a specific answer. This is circumstantial.
Okay, I remember what I was saying. Alright, so how you said like, oh, he played ball, where's the games at, and you'll be there and you won't sit with him. Do you really think...
Circumstantial.
No, I'm asking you, like, do you think you as the father could sit there and be able to not say nothing? I'm just asking because I don't think... I don't think I could.
If I see that my son is happy and content with a great life, I ain't saying I'm coming to every single game. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, but if I know my son has a great life, you know what? Say it's a big game going on. My son in high school, it's a championship game. He don't know I'm the father. A state championship or some shit. I'm gonna go to that game.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? Or like I said, hey,
that's what I'm asking you because
I'm gonna go to that game.
And I'm asking you
because I respect. Because I feel like this. Me personally, I feel like the adopted parents don't deserve me
to mess up their home.
Yeah, messing up what they got going on. But at the same time, I do deserve the right to at least have a little bit of access to my child because I was never given the right to even make a decision.
And that so agree with
if I realize 8 years later that my child is having a happy life, he's been raised right, he's respectful, he's everything that I would want my child to be, he's everything that I would want to raise my child to be.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would
That's what it is.
probably do the same thing. That shit would be hard. After that first
It's
game,
gonna be hard.
I'm gonna want to go, and I'm like, fuck it.
It's gonna be
I can't
hard, but
fuck
there's
up his
parents who do
life.
that. There are people that do that all over the
Like,
country. This isn't something I just made up.
This is the conflict.
There are people that do that all over the country.
I agree 100% with y'all. If I'm the father of that kid, if that's my kid, I never met. He's 8 years. I'm gonna want to see him, and it would be hard not to do that. I'm looking at the point. If I'm the adopted parents, I don't trust none of that.
But not
I don't know you.
But not
I know. I can sympathize and empathize with you, but I don't know
But
you.
that's how you feel though.
Let me get out. So I don't know you. So it's like, if that was me, I know how I would want to be involved with my son. I couldn't even trust that we come to an agreement, because if it would be so conflicted. Because now, since it's that public, I'm scared the child gonna find out. Because once it's known, I don't know, it's not that hard to find out what school you go to. Hey kid, get this, you know what I'm saying? Email,
Okay, so let me ask you this. What if he come to you and say, look, we can do this the easy way, we can do it the hard way? I already know the child. Like, basically,
So
she told me.
that's why I'm saying.
I could just go up onto him and say the truth. But I'm coming to you respectable.
You're right.
What
So
you gonna do?
that's already why I wouldn't want to deal, like, it'd be.
It's not about what you want to do. It's about he's saying, like, I'm going to do this or we going to work this out. So then what you do?
Well, in that case, I don't know.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's not gonna force me to work with you.
But, I mean, now you're looking at it in a situation where, and it's not happening the way that you planned.
It's not happening the way I planned. Is there any?
You're under no, you have no choice.
The dad hits me up. The plan is already fucked up.
What I'm saying, you have no choice.
I don't think I have a choice to make you force you, because legally, legally it's my kid. It's not your kid no more.
Yeah, so
I don't have to do anything.
What I'm saying
press
is,
charges and make restraining
you're not
order.
gonna. That's not. He didn't sign nothing. She did.
What you mean?
If you're the dad and you didn't know nothing for 8 years, what you gonna do?
I don't know the law on that.
That's what I'm saying.
Legally,
what I'm saying is,
He didn't know.
if he didn't sign anything legally binding, only she did,
that means
and he'd go and say he sends your child to
he
DM.
would have to go to court then to settle.
He would have
He
to go to
sends your
court.
child-
It's not like a lawsuit.
Until he go to court, he can't just come up and do
Take the
anything.
kid.
I mean, you saying that, but it's nothing for him to send a DM and be like, hey, I'm your daddy.
I get that.
At the end of the day, what you
Wow.
gonna do? So then what? Now that the truth is gonna be out, so then now what? You gonna press charges, and now that's gonna make the relationship worse, probably between you and your child.
If a man that says,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm your daddy, he didn't get no DNA test, he just claimed to be his daddy, and then he's adopted. There's a lot of shit. That's
where the parents are gonna come in and have to tell the truth.
That's what
I'm
I'm
telling
saying.
the truth.
That's
That
my
doesn't mean
point.
automatically I'm gonna give you up my kid and go let you.
I didn't
That's
never
not
say
what he
give
said.
up
That's
your
not what he
kid.
said.
Or maybe
I didn't say that.
Let me rephrase it. That doesn't mean I'm gonna automatically. That threat is not gonna make me automatically make accommodations for you. Send you pictures. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
That's
and,
not the
and,
case.
and what I'm saying is, okay, you're absolutely correct. You don't have to react to that. But if he stands on his word, now your relationship is in a bigger issue than
Now the kid feel like you've been lying to him his
Yeah.
whole life and blah, blah.
whereas
I'm
to
gonna feel that regardless.
yeah, but his approach is different. The approach is different. You hear it from a stranger compared to them.
No,
So that's what I'm saying. Like you saying he thinking of opposite way, or we thinking of. I'm looking at you. You talking about speaking from a perspective of the adopted parent. What I'm saying is, from the parent that didn't know, he can literally step on your whole parade.
you can try.
It ain't no trying.
Yeah.
Because it's open. She knows who he is. So all she got to do is tell him.
Yeah.
So she told him, hey, look, and that's your scenario. You're saying that she told him.
So
this is our son. And then
so
he finds him.
my question.
What I'm saying is, if you, I'm trying to say.
I'm responding to the fact that you will reach the parents first.
Yes.
Then I'm gonna be.
That's the most respectful way. I would want you to, as the adoptive parent, if you're saying that you never had no idea of this child and she just went about it and adopted, and he comes to me respectively and says, look,
the first thing I would have to do.
we all sit down and we figure it out.
See, now we're going deeper into it.
That's all I'm saying I would do.
What I'm saying is, I wouldn't be as open to just The first thing.
Well, it's not.
I'll be reluctant.
So
That's
if
my
I'm an
biggest
adopted parent, I'll be like this.
I'll be reluctant.
So you're an adopted parent, right? It ain't nothing for you to goddamn get some kind of DNA up off your son without knowing.
That's what I'm saying. That's the first thing I would do. Get a DNA
Yeah.
test.
So what I'm saying is, I'm speaking from the point that okay, I'm saying I would work with him. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm gonna work with the guy, and and if it comes out that he's the father, we're gonna accommodate some way.
Yeah, I say
We're gonna figure it out.
Depending on the approach, I'll be reluctant.
We're gonna figure it out. But what I'm not gonna do, especially from a man who didn't have no inclination, I'm not gonna be like, nigga, get the fuck away.
No, I didn't say that.
Or I'm not gonna be
I
like,
didn't say that. I just said I don't like the idea.
and
Personally,
about what you like at that point is here. That shit don't even
finish,
finish,
bro. I don't like the idea of you shadowing him and he don't know. That's really what I was gonna get to.
But see, when,
I didn't like. I don't like the idea you.
But
at the
when I
game,
said that,
then it's
but
like
when I said that, I said that as options. I didn't say that like this is what I want set in stone.
I get
And
that.
I think that's where the confusion happened.
I hear you.
I said there are options. That's what I'm saying. We can talk about it. We can figure something out. I don't even know if the boy live in the same state. You know what I mean? I said send me pictures or you know whatever we can do. Let's figure it out.
That would be.
Or maybe we need to just sit down and have a conversation.
I got another what's the scenario, man.
Oh shit.
Alright, so this scenario.
Yep.
And you got a
Shout out to all the single dads out there.
you got a kid, you got your sibling, it's like your best friend. So your sibling's your best friend and he's
Wait, you're a single parent, what?
You're a single parent, you have a kid. Like a 4
And I have a sibling.
and you have a sibling. Both of you have a sibling. You have a real life sibling. Let's say you have a sibling, y'all grew up, y'all were close. It's like your best man and your best friend.
Yeah.
They end up being well off. Like they get rich or whatever. So now, when your child was born, that's their godfather. They help raise them. They spoil the fuck out that kid. Like, spoil them right. Anytime the kid wants something, they get it. Money's not an option. But since you work, a lot of times you use the single uncle to watch the kid. As the child starts to get older, you're starting to realize that she's becoming a little too spoiled. Like when you get home, you start talking to the kid, you start telling them to do something, the morals you want. Hey, I need you to drink some water. But uncle I want some juice. I need you to drink water today to be more healthy. Your uncle buying them everything they want. Or hey, I want you to learn some discipline, learn something you can't just ask for and get you want. So you talk to your sibling, but hey man, I would like you to kind of relax a little bit on buying everything they ask or whatever. And they kind of be like, man, I just don't, they ain't got no discipline in their body.
They don't respect it.
They don't got no discipline.
Mm.
It's not that they don't respect it. It's like they have a different kind of love for the kid. The kid is just, when the kid asks for something, no, kids start crying, I just give it to them because they ask. How you handle that? Now, mind you, you use the sibling for babysitting too, because you work to try to save money.
At the end of the day,
So how do you go about that?
I'm sit down and talk to them like, look, I understand and I appreciate everything you've done for me. And just you contributing to their life. Like you are a big factor in their life. But I do, as a parent, I need you to respect the boundaries that I am setting for my child. And I hope that you can respect that. Like it's gonna be a talk in a respectful way. In the most, I guess, understanding way that I can try to break it down. Now if you ignore it, what can I do after that? I gotta goddamn
PS5s.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Is that
And I'm hoping and praying and wishing. And even I might contact you and tell you why that you have, because I don't respect, but I mean at the end of the day, if your friend isn't respecting, or your sibling, whoever it is,
brother.
Yeah, however, they're not respecting the way that you want to raise your child, then there gotta be some kind of separation. Because if I feel like the influence isn't positive on my child at this point, I'm done. I'm not saying I'm done, but separation has to happen.
Holmes, how you handling that?
It depends on the severity of the extremes that you're going outside of what I do in my household. And I say this because I'm thinking of this. I heard your question, but I'm going straight to grandparents.
That's a good one.
And grandparents
Spoil the kid rotten.
have raised kids. They know how to raise kids, but they're gonna do what they're gonna do regardless
of what you say.
Like you can go back and forth.
Hey, Mom, I don't want to.
And eventually, if they cross that line too much, you may have to like back up and like, hey, look.
I'm not every weekend, every other weekend you come there. But that's true.
That's basically what you said.
You're not gonna tell your mom how to raise. You can try. But
no, I agree with that.
But once you cross some certain lines, then that's where the conversation got to be had. Like, yo, look, I understand how you want to treat this because this is your grandchild, but you didn't even raise me this way. And there are certain lines that we do in my household, and we have to abide by this to make sure my structure at home. He's not with you every day, or she's not with you every day. So this is how I choose to raise my child. Respect it, or you're only gonna see him however it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Take it to a sibling. Oh, the line ain't as thick as it is with a grandparent. So that shit there is like, all right, cool. Hey, thanks for everything you did. Fuck it, I'm gonna have to work a little more to pay for daycare. Cause if you can't do what I need you to do, and it's fucking up my home, like if my kid is being disrespectful,
how much?
It all the same way.
How much is that? Is this more not good or bad, just strategy? So it's like I just don't want my kid to be extra spoiled, but if I was rich, maybe I would do the same thing.
It wouldn't have to be an extreme. It would literally have to be an extreme.
The only way.
It's just like a stylistically.
So look,
like if I can't afford a PS5, but
no, that's petty.
No, it's not that.
What I'm saying is when I'm thinking when you say spoiled, it's thinking maybe like I'm thinking like maybe it's starting to affect maybe like their work ethic. Or it's affect, you know what I'm saying?
Like they got chores to do, and they can't do this until they get do their chores.
Like I tell them something, and they know that they can go to somebody, go to them, and you know what I'm saying? And I speak to you maybe not once, not twice, not three times. Maybe I just keep telling you like, hey, stop doing this. And you keep doing it, and now it's affecting my household, or it's affecting the principles that I'm trying to raise my kid off of, my morals, my standpoint.
Because the last line to me is gonna be,
you know what I'm saying?
I done told you, before you buy them something, come to me, because I probably already told them no because they was acting out at home.
Yeah.
And if you continue to do it, alright, look, I don't want you around my child. Unless it's a gathering, like you're not going to be the sole care sitter of my child. I appreciate everything you do, but you don't appreciate what we do. So we have a group of
responsibilities for my child.
I'm not gonna take you completely out the life.
I don't think I would take them completely. I would just.
I'm not saying that when I say separation, I'm not saying you're
not completely out of the life, but like you're not gonna be the sole person on my kid.
We're gonna slow it down.
If my sibling rich, this is like my man's, like we crack close, and I just know that niggas ain't got no backbone. I think the best thing is to take away the responsibility because I don't think it's easy to say, hey. When they ask for this, don't do it to them because I don't want to spoil them. But it's like that's my best offer. So I would try my best to take away the responsibility. And realistically, it's easy to say I'm gonna work more hours, get some overtime. But if that's not,
so are you struggling?
Yeah. Or I'm not like in the best. I'm not well off. Like if I ask my sibling,
can you not afford to provide by yourself?
Not realistically. It'll be tough. It'll be tough. I'll be living on ends meet.
I just feel like that situation can be solved simply with a conversation.
I would just be like, I'm just gonna try to limit the responsibility as much. But at the end of the day, if motherfuckers getting spoiled, alright, they're just gonna live with that. Until it gets to the point where it's
until you find another plan, then you do gotta live with it.
You just have to live with that.
But that would definitely make me go get another plan.
The next plans are in a full plan.
So eventually, just know.
Cause like shit, I gotta wait at my grandma's house. I know I couldn't get away with it at home, but my grandma's always lived like 6-7 hours away from me. Once I got to a certain age, so that's different than being there on a day-to-day basis. Cause my parents would have got there snatched me out of there quick. But hey, if my dad got to take a second job, my mom got to work extra hours, goddamn.
Well,
That's just
like,
gonna be what it is.
yeah, and the grandparents thing was like that happens a lot. Like,
That's saying
like,
grandparents is the hardest.
That's like a stereotype. The grandparents want to spoil the kid rotten. Not every single scenario. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's a stereotype. The grandparents spoil the kid rotten, and they're like, I get away with it.
I ain't, I got a daughter and both grandparents, they spoil her, but I feel like they work with me if I be like, hey, look, we trying not to do this right now.
I agree. I just think some don't have backbones. I seen it.
So yeah,
They start crying. Oh, I'll give you anything you want.
You know what? It's like that. Then you spending less time at grandma's house.
Yeah, like
it is what it
it's
is.
just it gotta be that way.
All right, man. Give us like 2 quick ones, 2 quick facts and cap.
One facts and cap then.
Bet, just give us one. Yeah, that's all we need. Shit, we did about 6. What's the scenario?
This would be what's the scenario episode.
Yeah, that's what we call this motherfucker.
Facts and cap. Is it better to do deeds? Facts and cap. Is it better to do good deeds in private? Facts and cap.
I'm gonna say facts because if I'm gonna do something for you, I really don't want no shine off of it except for a thank you from the person that I'm doing it for. Exactly. I done did shit for niggas that shit have never hit the light of day. I ain't looking for nothing except for a simple thing, and I'm like, I did it out the kindness of my heart. I don't like all that extra shit, to be honest with you.
So, you say you don't like all the extra shit. Does it take away?
Cap. That's what I'm gonna say.
Does it take
I'm
away?
Say cap.
Let me finish. Does it take? So let's say somebody films giving homeless people money and puts it on their gram. Does it take away the deed, in your opinion?
I mean, that's them, but me, I wouldn't want all that.
So this is just more stylistically.
Yeah, like I feel like if I'm doing something out the kindness of my heart, I don't need a camera or a picture to justify. Like I ain't that type of person.
So yeah, I say cap. The only reason I say cap though is just because like I agree with him. I personally wouldn't want to do it like that. But at the same time, if it's still like affecting the person the same way. If I give you $10 with a camera, if I give you $10 off camera, you still got $10. You know what I'm saying?
In that scenario, but what if
like,
somebody feels like you are embarrassing them
Because they ain't had to.
I mean,
they have $10?
And I also then tried to give homeless people shit off camera with no camera, and they also was like embarrassed. They was like, hell no. So I mean, I guess
never heard of that before.
Listen, one time me and Gerard, Gerard used to live in the city. Remember when Gerard lived in the high rise in the city one time? No, this when he lived in the high rise in the middle of the city. He lived in Boulevard. And I remember he had like some socks or some shit or some extra food from Thanksgiving.
Oh, like so shit. A random homeless person.
He tried to give it to a couple homeless people and they were just like on some shit like, nah, we don't want that shit.
Okay, I guess when I just started homeless, I was just thinking like they were at the highway asking for money. Y'all was walking, you might have saw a homeless person, you try to give it to them or something.
I wouldn't recommend that you record it, but at the same time, what I'm saying is if the person accepted, right? If I recorded it and I give you $10, I'm just trying to get some clout, and I gave you that $10, and you appreciated it, or
does it take away from the deed? You trying to get clout?
I think so.
I don't necessarily think it take away from the deed. I think it just take away maybe from yourself, my respect for you.
Why?
Just because I feel like he said, like I don't feel like it's necessary, but at the same time, the person is privileged with the $10.
What if I say, I'm trying to inspire more people to do good? So
listen.
Okay, if that's the case, then Meek Mill had no problem goddamn splitting that $20 bill to the niggas on the side of the road.
Okay. I feel like if you're trying to
I wouldn't have did that.
If you're trying to inspire,
I'm trying to inspire people. My goal is to show people my
so look. Okay, and you know what? I appreciate that.
Just take away from it.
But I will let you know the consequences that come with that. Like, I'll be like, all right, look, some people gonna look at it like this. I don't know if that's the best way to get what you're trying to get. Maybe if you donate and it later comes out. you know, people might respect you more. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you leak it. You leak it out. You ain't got to record the visual.
What's the difference?
It's a big
It
difference.
look a lot better if you.
Why? I'm asking you, seriously,
Okay,
what's the difference between me leaking a donation or me
So look, let's say Meek Mill
posting that we
Meek Mill
partner?
record. Let's say Meek Mill record himself giving $500 to the Waterboy Foundation. Right? He records it.
Yeah.
Right? And let's say that Meek Mill gives the Waterboy Foundation
He
$500.
tweets it.
And no, he don't tweet it. I say he leaks it. So what I'm saying is, he might tell somebody from the newspaper, and the newspaper says, sources say that Meek Mill gave the Waterboys $500.
I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy because it's about perception at that point. It's you're.
I get it. I get it.
And
I
to the
100%
individual, I still want the clout, but now I just don't want people to know that I'm the one who put it out there.
I 100%
In that scenario,
I 100% get it, but
now
that's
if you
how
say
social
I gave
media
it
works,
to
bro.
the that's to me, then I think the problem is.
I 100% understand how social media works, and that's exactly what a lot of people do.
But I think the problem then is the people. It's the people that
Jay-Z, I'm not saying that Jay-Z does this, whatever he does on purpose. Jay-Z never says what he donates, right? But because he's Jay-Z, it's always leaked, right? So what I'm saying is, if you're following that strategy, if you're really trying to get clout, because obviously you're looking for clout, I would tell you, don't put a camera in a homeless person's face.
No. I get.
I would tell
the
you.
smartest way to get clout is be
Yeah,
discreet.
that's all I'm trying to say.
I'm getting away from like the discreetness. I'm just talking about the individual as a whole. Like if you were to judge yourself, what's the difference?
Other than myself, I always felt better.
There's no difference
Just doing it.
between
Me
leaking
personally,
the information out and doing it. I would just say the problem is
I always felt better just doing it.
when you worrying about the reaction of people, it makes you change what you're gonna do. What's the intent of your purpose? Is your intent to help people and get clout?
Some people, and that's what I'm saying. For me, as long as somebody's privileged, the lesser fortunate person is privileged, I don't really give a fuck.
And I agree. My takeaway from that is it's cap because I don't give a damn if you got every camera in the world and you're giving that person. It's the same deed to me. It's the same deed. Whether you do it in private or public, it's not gonna make that much of a difference to me.
At the end of the day, if this person accepts $10 either way, they $10 richer. And for me, that's cool.
Yeah.
So there we go, man. That's the Cap Podcast.
Episode motherfucking.
This the
36.
goddamn what's the scenario extended version, the extendo version.
Hey, y'all submit y'all questions.
I've been horsed the whole goddamn show. It done got worse.
Yo, man.
We out, baby. Blood.